What's up everyone, I'm Elsa and today we have a Superband series. This is the Superband. It is essentially a long resistance band. They do come in a variety of weights. This is one of the lighter ones that they offer. It's a super useful and inexpensive piece of equipment, well, relatively inexpensive in the realm of fitness equipment. You can loop it onto a squat rack, a pull-up bar, a tree, and it'll have even more uses. But today we are sticking to things that we don't have to like hang it on anything for today, right? That would be a little bit too complicated for right now. But this is going to be about a 20-minute or so series. We have a circuit ahead of us that we're going to repeat a few different times. So yeah, let's get into it. Our first exercise is going to be a deadlift. So for a deadlift with a Superband, you are gonna pull both sides of it and then you're gonna step onto it, right? So you're stepping, you want your feet about hip width apart still, and you're stepping across. I'm stepping with like the middle of my foot across both sides of the band. And for the deadlift, it's like a traditional deadlift. You are going to hinge forward, right? And then standing up nice and hard. So you hinge forward, looking forward, keeping your back flat, right? Making sure that spine does not round and standing up. We're doing 10 of these and standing up. Nice and controlled, and we stand up hard. Nice and controlled on the way down, stand up hard. If you need to like adjust your grip on the band, feel free. Adjust your spacing, feel free. Once we have done all 10 of these, we are gonna do a row. We're actually gonna step the exact same way that we had before, so you don't have to come off of the band unless you want to readjust your grip. So for the row, again, you're holding either side of the band and then you are going to step onto it with the middle of your feet. Stepping onto these can be a little tricky. Like the deadlift, you're going to bend forward, keeping your back nice and flat. For this, you want to be almost parallel with the ground, as parallel as you can get, no rounding in your spine, and you're pulling back and releasing. Pulling back, releasing. Pulling back, releasing, under control. Back, releasing, ha. Back, release. 10 of these. Just breathing. Letting it go, ha. Now you can come on off of the band. Up next, we are gonna have a leg press with the band. So I'm gonna pull my mat up a little. So I'm gonna use a mat for this because it is gonna be something that we do lying on our backs. So we're gonna start lying on our backs, right? We're gonna hold, you can lie all the way back first if you want. Holding either end of the band, you can adjust how far apart you want your hands to be once we get started. You're gonna kick one foot onto it, right? So for the leg press, you can have your other leg flat on the ground, that's totally fine. So for the leg press, you are bending your leg in towards your body and then kicking back out. So bending your knee in and kicking back out. The lower you grab on the resistance band, the harder this is going to be because there's more tension on it. Because there's not like a leg press machine, you can decide, are you gonna bend in like this and kick out low to the ground? Are you gonna bend in a little higher up, kick up a little higher? It's It's really about what feels good for you, right? Let's do 10 of these per side. So we're gonna do 10 on this side. And once we have finished our 10 on this side, we're gonna switch. So release that. And then we are switching, right? Other foot is gonna come in, straighten out your opposite leg. And then bending your knee in, pushing it out. Bending your knee in, pushing it out. For this, I really have to like adjust my position a few times to find what feels right for me, right? So like arms out does not feel right for me because there's not enough tension on the band. So bending my arms and dropping them to the mat feels fine, and pressing. Once you have finished your 10 on both sides, we are gonna come back up on our feet. I know it's tempting to just stay laying on the mat, but we got each other, right? And we are gonna go into an overhead press. So I'm gonna push my mat back. Sometimes they can be a little bit slippery. And then for the overhead press, I'm doing a single arm overhead press. So I'm gonna step into the band, one foot, right? Holding my hand at my chest to start, right? I'm not letting my wrist turn out to the side. I'm keeping it all straight, and it's gonna stay that way through the whole movement. At the top, you're not gonna let your wrist turn out, keeping everything stacked. Same with your body, right? Not getting super thrusty, super slouched over. You're just keeping everything nice and tucked. So then once you have your resistance band right here, you're pressing all the way up to the top and lowering it, keeping your shoulders out of your ears. Pressing all the way up to the top and lowering it. Up to the top and lowering it. I know, like, see, my wrist even wants to turn out. So it's always like a constant correction, and that's fine, right? 10 of these per side. With reps, especially with things with resistance and weights, things that we all have a different weight, right? Even if it's, we all have a different weight in general. So the equipment we have is all gonna be different. You might not have 4-pound dumbbells at home. You might not have the same Superband I have at home. So if you're using something heavier and you wanna do less reps, you are welcome to. If you have something lighter, wanna do more reps, go for it. If you wanna do the same reps I'm doing regardless, go for it. But it's really, really important to listen to your body, especially when we're doing things that involve like a light set of weights, a resistance band, anything like that, and even body weight. It's all about listening to yourself, listening to what your body wants. Once you've done 10 on one side, you can just wrap your resistance band if you want. Sure, no, you're gonna switch sides. So again, you're just stepping onto it with the middle of your foot, and then we're gonna press straight up. Hand is right at shoulder height. That is your start position. You press up and you lower it. You press up and you lower it. I like hand out to the side. That personally feels best for me. Be ensure that you are breathing. Again, trying to keep that stacked position. Once we've done 10, we are gonna do a squat. So So for the squat, we're gonna have our resistance band. You're gonna step onto it with both feet, right? Keeping your feet shoulder width apart. Then with the top, you're gonna loop it over your head. So it's resting right on your neck, trying not to let it rip out your hair that's resting on the back of your neck too. So then we are gonna do our squat coming off the mat right now. And yeah, you are doing a regular squat. You're just gonna have this. I personally rest my hands right up by my shoulders too. And then you squat down, stand up. Squat down, stand up. Feel free to adjust your stance, right? It can be a little wider, a little narrower, down and up. We're aiming for that parallel position with a nice flat back. If you can't hit that yet, that's fine. You can do whatever feels good for you, right? It can be a much smaller squat. You can drop the resistance band if that'll help you get deeper. If you want to drop the resistance band in general, drop the resistance band. You're good. There is no shame in modifying a workout to wherever you're at. Ten of these. Once you have done all 10 of those, you can go ahead and pull the resistance band over your head, step out of that, and then we are going to start over again with our deadlifts, yeah? So to get into our position for our deadlifts, we are gonna grab either side of the band. We're gonna step on it. Just like that, right? Sometimes your spacing might be off and that's totally fine to go in and adjust it, right? And remember the deadlift is a hinge. So you send your booty back, looking forward, standing up. Send your booty back, stand on up, send your booty back, stand on up. 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 Send your booty back, stand on up, right? It's not a knee bend, it's a hip hinge. And again, you can drop the band if you want, and you can use a wall to do it. Just send your booty back till it taps the wall and stand back up. That is a really good option if you've never done a deadlift before and really want to just figure out the motion before you add any sort of resistance or load to it. Once we have finished our deadlifts, we are going to hop on into a row. So a row, this is our row. Yep, we are going to step right into it. All right, so same position as our last exercise. We are going to step onto it. And then we are going to do our row. So we're gonna hinge forward at the hips, very similar to the deadlift. Right, nice flat back is what we want. Almost parallel to the ground with our chest. We just pull back. Pull back. Pull back. Ha. Nice and controlled. 10 of these. Come on. Keep it going. If you need a break, you need a break. That's okay. Once you have done those guys, we are gonna head onto the ground, onto a mat if you got one, or a towel, a blanket, anything like that, right? Just moving my mat out a little, and then we're gonna come to the ground, right? Placing one foot over the band. You're gonna lay back. You're gonna adjust where you're grabbing depending on how much tension you want in this motion. I'm gonna put my elbows down against the ground, and then I'm just gonna bend my knee in and kick it out. Bend my knee in, kick it out. Bend my knee in and kick it out. If you grab too far, that's totally fine. You can pull your hands back. It feels easy. I really encourage you to try to put your hands a little bit lower, right? You're never gonna know if you can handle a heavier load if you don't try it. And if you try it, there's no shame in going a little lighter. It's totally okay. 10 on this side. Okay, once you hit your 10 on that side, you're gonna come, loop your foot around the band, your other foot. And then you're gonna drop your elbows, bend your leg in, and kick out. If this feels better for you, having your opposite leg bent, totally cool too, right? All right, once you've done 10, we're coming back up on our feet and we are gonna do our overhead presses. Right, they're not so bad. So we're gonna step onto the band with the middle of our foot, having our hand rest at our shoulder, and we are just going to press up and back down, right? We're not arching our back a lot, we're not slouching forward a lot, keeping it as nice of a stacked position as we can, engaging our core, pulling our bum under just like that. And then we're just gonna press straight up and straight back. Straight up and straight back, keeping our wrist as straight as possible the whole time too. We are doing 10 per side here. Whew. Let that go. You can shake it out before we go to our other side, totally fine. Again, we're just gonna step right on the band. And we're gonna get ready to do our presses, yeah. So we're gonna press up and lower. Press up, lower. Press up, lower, ha. Press up, lower. Press up, lower. See, I'm starting to pull back, so that's my cue to engage my core, tuck my bum under a little bit more. Drive up, ha, and lower. It's a little harder that way, yeah. Drive up, lower. Drive up, lower. Gonna go for 3, 2, 1. All right, once you have done 10 per side of the presses, we are gonna move to a squat. So we're stepping on the band, right? We're pulling it apart. So we have 2 hands on the band up top and both of our feet are stepping on the band as well. And then we are going to pull it up and over our heads, resting on our necks. You can hold the sides of it up by your shoulders / neck area, and that should help a little bit with that tension. For our squats, feet are gonna be hip or shoulder width apart, wherever really feels good for you. Remember, and we drop our booties into that squat and stand up nice and tall. Drop our booties down, standing up nice and tall. Dropping our booties down, standing up nice and tall. Dropping our booties down, standing up nice and tall. Ha. Once you are done with that, go ahead and step out of that band. You can give yourself a round of applause. You can dance it out, pat yourself on the back, because you are done. That is it. It was a nice short 20-minute series. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope that you have a great rest of your day and that you are proud of yourself for taking 20 minutes for yourself today and just really enjoy your movement. So thank you, and I hope I will see you again. Thank you.